Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute potpourri of news, branding focus, industry conversation, all in the mix to promote the brand idea. My name is Dele Agadumo.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry no doubt offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing wizkid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
Welcome to Brand News on Marketing Edge on TV. Starcom Media Perspectives, one of Nigeria's leading media agencies, has released its annual hard copy publication, Nigerian Media Advertising Guide 2018-2019 edition, as a mobile application. And speaking at the event, which was held in Media Perspectives Operational Headquarters, Jude Odia, Chief Operating Officer of the media agency, said this year's report went beyond the boundary of gathering facts, but added insight and intelligence to help media planners, advertisers, and other stakeholders do their job effectively. Odia pointed out that the report is available for download by interested stakeholders on Google Play Store as NMAG, and the iOS version will be available for download shortly. Leading telecommunications giant MTN Group has recorded an improved operational performance in many markets in the third quarter, with group service revenue up by 10%, as well as increase in its subscriber base to 225.4 million. The Chief Executive Officer, Rob Shutter, said the results were achieved despite challenging operations and currency conditions in various markets. Well, Shutter pointed out that the company is going ahead with plans to list in the West African nation in spite of challenges in some of its markets. It was a memorable time for MTN Foundation Muson scholars as they were hosted to a masterclass with top conductor, countertenor Daniel Taylor, put together by the foundation. The event held at the Ajib Recital Hall Muson Center with Canadian music experts Daniel Taylor and Ellen MacArthur, who are part of the entourage of Canadian Governor General's visit to Nigeria. Daniel Taylor, a countertenor, is the head of early music and professor of voice at the University of Toronto, while Ellen MacArthur is a Canadian soprano and two-time recipient of the prestigious Richard Bradshaw Graduate Fellowship in Opera, along with numerous career-defining awards. Kirusa Nigeria Limited, a value-added service provider, has been licensed by the Nigeria Communications Commission (NCC) to offer value-added services to the telecommunications industry. Kirusa enables subscribers through mobile operators to access a wide range of services such as Kirusa channels, sports and celebrity content, Insta-Voice missed call, voicemail and voice SMS, as well as hosts of enterprise services under Kirusa Connect. Access to Kirusa services can either be via unstructured supplementary service date USSD, short messaging service SMS, interactive voice response IVR, or flash calls. And Access Bank is offering its existing and prospective customers a chance to leverage global opportunities for trade growth and global connectivity as it seeks to cement its position as one of Africa's leading financial institutions. The bank has recently launched a new campaign, Gateway to the World, to drive this new narrative, which is powered by Access Bank's growing status as Africa's fintech powerhouse. The new campaign, which is the brainchild of SONU, Access Bank's long-standing creative solutions partner, is an invitation to SMEs, corporate organizations, retail customers, and international trade merchants to take tomorrow by leveraging Access Bank's world-class payment platforms to seamlessly connect with business opportunities wherever they are in the world. And the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria, MIPAN, in collaboration with the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, will conduct a pilot test of Media Cell in the first quarter of 2019. Head Technical Committee MIPAN, Mrs. Adora Adeke, disclosed this to Marketing Edge on TV during an interview in Lagos, noting that was a fallout of the meeting between MIPAN, Advan, and BON. MediaCell is a software application designed by Ipsos which helps in collating data electronically from the consumers, which is later used by professionals in the media business for measurement and evaluation purposes. And that's it on Brand News on Marketing Edge on TV.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry no doubt offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing whiz-kid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
P&G started in Nigeria in 1992 with the acquisition of the Richardson Vicks manufacturing plant in Ibadan by Procter & Gamble. Local production of Vicks and Always began in 1993 and Pampers in 1994. Since it launched its operations in Nigeria over 20 years ago, Procter & Gamble Limited has been championing its cause in providing services that would better the lives of Nigerians. The Procter & Gamble Company is an American multinational consumer goods corporation headquartered in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Founded in 1837 by British-American William Procter and Irish-American James Gamble, P&G specializes in a wide range of personal health and consumer health and, of course, personal care and hygiene products. Its brands are organized into several segments, including beauty, grooming, healthcare, fabric and home care, babies, feminine and family care. The company, a multinational FCMG with stakes in about 180 countries of the world, is the producer of Always sanitary pad, Pampers, Ariel detergent, Oral-B toothpaste, Gillette shaving stick, among other products in the Nigerian market. In 2014, P&G recorded $83.1 billion in sales. On August 1, 2014, P&G announced it was streamlining the company, dropping and selling off around 100 brands from its product portfolio in order to focus on the remaining 65 brands, which produced 95% of the company's profits. A.G. Lafley, the company's chairman, president and CEO until October 31, 2015, said the future P&G will be much simpler, much less complex, and a company of leading brands that's easier to manage and operate. The company's expanded its footprint in Nigeria in June 2017 with the commissioning of a state-of-the-art production line in Agbara, which reportedly cost the firm about $300 million to complete. But 1 year after P&G announced that it was shutting down the plant because of the need to restructure its Nigerian operation to deliver a more effective and sustainable business operation. The shutdown of the plant came as Africa's largest economy struggles to consolidate on its recovery plans about a year after it slipped out of recession. Despite its challenges, P&G is still the leading consumer packaged goods company in Nigeria, reaching almost 6 million Nigerian households daily. Its innovative brands touch and improve the lives of people all across Nigeria. With cumulative investments in millions of dollars, P&G is now expanding across West Africa with a vision of making Nigeria a major production. And that's it on Branding Focus and Marketing Edge on TV.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry no doubt offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing wizkid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
Welcome to our next segment, which is the industry conversation, where we shall be discussing the topic marketing to digital natives. What do consumers really want? And I have with me in the studio today, I have to my right, Ukubeyinje. Yes, you're welcome to the program. He is an advertising lead for Oprah in Nigeria. And of course, to my left, I have Yomi Olanihun. He is the Chief Engagement Officer, Bold Brand Bars Limited. You're welcome to the program. Okay, let me start with you, Yomi. What does your digital marketing agency, what does it really specialize in?
Basically, our strength is in content marketing. Then again, we do digital PR. So we do monitoring, then we do damage control.
Okay,
so that's our strength.
Right, that's your strength. Okay, now people say that you can't justify what you spend on digital campaigns. Now, in your own case, how do you actually measure your results?
Yeah, that comes from the brief. So if the brief says awareness, so what we need to do is just to find out what was the reach, was there talkability, was there conversation around it, or if it was a sales brief, then we need to find out what was the conversion rate. So that's how you measure. So it depends on the brief.
Okay. Now, talking about marketing to digital natives, who exactly is a digital native?
Good question. So I would approach it in two ways: understanding who is and who is not. So we look at digital natives of people who were born and pretty much raised during the digital era. So most of their life, education, and general information and content consumption was powered and driven by digital enabled devices or mediums, so internet, mobile phones, and all that. So they're very different from people who we refer to as digital immigrants, who have adopted the digital devices and digital mediums of communication from adult point in their lives. So someone who encountered the internet only 2-3 years ago, you're pretty much a digital immigrant. A digital native, someone who was probably born around 1996, 1998 during the dot-com boom, and has grown with the internet as part of them.
Okay, so how different is the digital native from the traditional consumer?
So the traditional consumer is not digital first in sourcing for information. They'll find themselves asking for information online, word of mouth, and all that. The digital native will go first to the internet to find information about product, services, or anything they need.
Okay, so what are their expectations of brands today?
I group that into three. Know me very well is what they say to their brand. Help me very fast, and wow me everywhere. I'll coin that as the three things they expect of brands.
Okay. All right. Let me come back to you, Yomi. Now, how do you help your clients? How do you help them build their community?
So basically, it could be two ways. You can do it organically, and you can actually source and buy. But for us, if you work on the brand, you don't buy. Yeah, you need to do it organically. So what you need to do consistently, you need to churn out good content that are relevant, that makes sense to the consumers. So then again, even though it makes sense, is it interesting? Does it appeal to them? So once you do that consistently, then you have feedback, then you have people engaging with you. So you do that. Then sometimes you probably just add some promos to it, but for them, consistent, appealing content makes them to just relate with you and get along?
Now, I know that sometimes a good content just doesn't push what you want to, present to your consumers. Sometimes you have to do paid posts. Okay, you have to pay for your post. Now, if the your consumer churns out a good content but doesn't want to do a paid post but still wants to reach that market, how is the person supposed to go about it? Go about that?
Maybe like 2-3 years ago, maybe that was doable, but now it's not very. You can't do it because of the
money.
yeah, you have to spend money. Because there's certain people you cannot reach. The algorithm has changed because of these platforms. So if you want to reach more people, then I need to do paid post.
Okay, and then you have to specify who you want to reach, the age bracket, the profession, or the status, and all
So
of that.
all those things are just been categorized for you, so you can easily just reach who you want to reach. But again, the content just needs to make sense.
Okay.
So because I could do a content right now, I want to reach like 5,000 people. I end up having like 50 likes.
Okay.
And I could have a very interesting content. I want to reach 5,000 people. I could end up having like 4,000 likes. So content is key. Understanding who you're sending it to also matters.
Okay, so what's your community management process for your clients or across platforms?
So basically what we do is we do not just allow consumers to just make comments, interact, and we leave them alone. We make sure that we get back to them. So if you regularly make the consumer feel important, so that once they are comments, you get back to them. Once they are inquiries, you get back to them. Then they start feeling like a part of the family.
Okay.
And that's how you build a community for them. That's how it grows. So most of the brands we work for, we don't, it's not programmatic for us. We have people that will just put there to just make sure they do this. But they get back to consumers, they interact. So it becomes very lively, very interesting, and they feel very important. With that, if you do it consistently, then you grow the community.
Okay. Uti, how do brands position themselves in order for them to reach the digital natives?
So I think,
what are the things they look at? What are the things they think about or they envisage in order for them to reach the natives?
so it goes without saying that in marketing, consumer understanding, consumer behavior is key. So before you embark on any marketing journey, you need to do some research to understand what your consumers are after. And then when you look at it from a digital native perspective, what they really want is brands that help them achieve self in a very cost-effective way. Yeah. So we notice that loyalty is almost dead when it comes to brand consumption. People are after what gives them the particular result they want. It doesn't have to be to a big brand or a small brand. If it's there when I need it and affordable for me, I will get that. So brands need to be in the middle of that whole thought process. And what that entails is that you need to be very data-driven as a brand. So the time when we used to sit in agency offices and say, this is the typical consumer, this is the customer archetype, and you build profiles and all that, has gone. We're now in a world where you allow data to do the thinking for you. Speak to as many people as you can. As you start to understand your customers, you narrow the communication and personalize it. So two things I would say to brands, or brands who are killing it today, they focus on two things. Affording themselves enough data points to understand the consumer and be ready with the information or content that's personalized for that consumer.
So looking at digital marketing, how are the brands or the companies, how are they supposed to change along with the changes that occur in digital digital marketing? Because I'm sure that what it was 5 years ago is not what it is now, 5 years after. So what should they look at in order to change with the times?
First thing I would say is work with your consumer. Don't work for them or don't keep them afar. Work with them as much as possible, even during the hiring process. Get the consumer on board. So your marketing team, for example, should not be just Harvard MBAs and all that. Get people who are actually designed to consume your product so that they can help you through the thinking process. What you see in most cases is a marketing team full of really experienced, educated adults trying to market to young kids still in secondary school and university. What they're saying is completely different from what you're thinking at this point in time. So I think companies should position themselves properly by first of all taking in the target audience as part of people who are doing the thinking with them. And then every other thing follows. Like I said, the data is there. do tests, do everything that would allow you to understand the consumer, and then design content and communication for them.
All right, then it's still Marketing Edge on TV, and this is still our industry conversation. And we are discussing marketing to digital natives. What do consumers really want? Now, you are a digital marketing specialist. Can you share with us a case study? Something you've worked with, how the client was able to probably use analytics or data to gauge their impact on the market.
Okay. There's so many case studies, but I'll probably just use the most recent one. So we manage one of the top local QSR in Nigeria. So there was an incident where somebody bought something from one of the outlets, and she just went online. So it was bad. So we needed to do damage control. Then again, for us, damage control is not just about you coming and start defending your clients and start giving us things. So it's better that you do not make people think this is just all set up, cooked up to look like, oh, this person did not air. So what we basically do, there's a tool we use, the ORM tool, which allows you to just notice when there are mentions of your brand. So we found out that there's been a lot of mention of this brand, and it was in the negative side. So what we would do basically is that we find out from the clients, tell us the truth. If you do not tell us the truth, we might probably just even amplify the bad work, the bad PR. So telling us the truth makes us know how we will now solve this problem. So for this client, they accept that, oh, it happened, but actually think it was a setup. And this person bought this particular thing and placed, because a lot of people don't DJ, so I don't want to mention them. So what we needed to do was just place real people in the comment section that would ask the lady, why didn't you get back to the outlet? Why are you coming here? If you do not have ulterior motive, you should get back. So when she agreed, oh, I actually went back. Okay, so what happened? She didn't reply. So we got people to actually start questioning, why are you not saying what they did, blah, blah, blah. So everybody was believable. So in like 2 or maybe like in like 30 minutes, you have like 150 comments. 150 comments, 90 comments on behalf of good for us, supporting our client, 60 supporting us. So every day we started growing in numbers. So the client was already happy. But what this has done for us basically is that it makes you actually just stop what would have turned to a big bad PR almost instantaneously. So it doesn't build up. So in less than 2-3 hours, she had to take off the comments, which for us was a huge success. So managing bad PR for us it's not about lying. It's just about making other people know, oh, this is not us, this is not our culture. This could have been a mistake, it was sorry, but again, this is the truth. So that's what we do basically, and that's how we just been able to just solve some problems for clients. We tell the truth. We don't bamboozle anybody to believe us. We're just concerned, but we have a pool of people, a number of people. What our brands get into problem that they do not have people to defend them. So once you don't have enough people to defend you, then the other people have the larger voice, and that's what they go with. It's easy for people to just go with a story. So once other people are talking on your behalf and they're speaking for you, then they tend to easily believe it. Oh, it is real. I think the other person is lying, something, in that line. So if you want to get good results for us, we place real people. We don't. It's not programmatic. We don't just depend on ORM. That okay, just some answer. No, real people will answer for us. So it worked. It worked for client. Our client was very happy.
Oh, well, sounds good. So they should get more people to come to you.
Because of what we sign up with clients, I'm not supposed to mention it, but if I call names, I think we're about the best in Nigeria.
All right then. So I'm going to ask you for a case study as well in your line of business. I know that before we come on set, we're talking about what to do for Oprah, and the fact that a lot of people tend to tilt to the other search engines as against the spot. Give us a case study or something, maybe some kind of damage control measures that you've had to deal with, or areas where you've had to deal with probably increasing or trying to increase the profit margin as against the other search engines in terms of advertising.
Okay, so good to point out that Opera is not a search engine, more or less a browser.
A browser, yes.
Correct. So and it's easy to mix when we think of Google from both search and browser. So what we've noticed is Opera is its unique selling point. It is the ability to conserve or help you save data when you browse. Now, what you can automatically deduce from that is that the individual who's an avid Opera user is also a cost cutter or a saver in everything. And once you are that type of person, to a large extent, you're feeling lucky as well.
Yes, and my guests have been Ukubeyinje. Yes, yes. Advertising lead Oprah in Nigeria. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
And
me.
also Yomi Olanihun. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
He
me.
is the Chief Engagement Officer, Bold Brand Bars Limited. And that's it. We'll be back. Well, that's our package for this week on Marketing Edge on TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. We have taken a look at brand news, branding focus, and of course, industry conversation. Be sure to tune in same time next week for another interesting package of the program. My name is Dele Agadumo.